Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the first lecture of this week. So, we are in Unit 3. So, we are discussing the topic about refrigerants. We are discussing the topic about refrigerants. What is the concept of refrigerants in refrigeration? Refrigeration versus refrigerants. Now, we are dealing the topic today's topic is classification of refrigerants, designation and properties of refrigerants, and inorganic refrigerants. Right? So we discuss these classes in this session. So coming to the classification of refrigerants. So here the class with the refrigerants where it is a fluid where we are using in the any type of refrigerator. It is a vapor compression refrigerator or absorption type refrigerator. So here the refrigeration are of classified into two categories. One is primary refrigerant, other one is a secondary refrigerant, right? Primary refrigerants and secondary refrigerants. So coming to the primary refrigerants, these are directly take part in the refrigeration system. These are currently taking the part into the refrigeration system. Here, the refrigerants which take part in the refrigeration system are called primary refrigerants, whereas which are first cooled in the primary refrigerants. The refrigerants which are first cooled in the primary refrigerants and then used for cooling purpose. These are called as secondary refrigerants. Okay. Now, the primary refrigerants are further again classified into further classification. So, the four groups of primary refrigerants are halocarbon or organic refrigerants, azeotrope refrigerants, inorganic refrigerants, and hydrocarbon refrigerants. So basically, refrigerants are of two types. One is primary refrigerant, other one is the secondary refrigerant. Coming to the primary refrigerants, again these are classified into four categories. One is halocarbons or organic, inorganic refrigerants, and azeotrope refrigerants and hydrocarbon refrigerants. So we discuss this in detail in the next coming sessions. Coming to the refrigerants, these are the fluids. The primary refrigerants are the fluids which are used directly as a working fluids. Okay, these are widely directly used for working of the fluids. So coming to the other type of refrigerants where there are first cooled and again they are used, where there are cooled and again they are
స్క్రీన్ షాట్ పెట్టుకున్నావు కదరా
right. So refrigerants are directly used as a working fluids. For example, the vapor compression VCR and vapor absorption are okay.
ఎందుకు
When these refrigerants are used in compression or absorption systems, these fluids refrigeration by undergoing a phase change in the evaporator.
ఏం పీకేదేముందిరా
Fluids are used in the any type of refrigeration system, that is vapor compression type or vapor absorption type. But okay, but these fluids
పెడతారా
provide refrigeration. These fluids provide refrigeration where by undergoing a phase change at which point at evaporator phase. Evaporator దగ్గర refrigeration goes some changes. Phase change అవుతుంది. Phase change అయిన at that time these are used in this vapor compression and absorption type. Next, secondary refrigerants are those liquids which are used for transporting thermal energy. Okay, these are the refrigerants that are transporting thermal energy from one location to other location. Okay, these are also known as the brines or antifreezers. So keep in the mind, secondary refrigerants are also known as brines, brines or antifreezers. Okay, so these are used for transporting the thermal energy from one place to other place. These refrigerants are also undergone by the name called brines or antifreezers. Got the point? brine or antifreezes. So primary refrigerants are used directly in the refrigerants where they go phase change at evaporator place. Whereas secondary refrigerants are those liquids which are used for transporting thermal energy from one point to other point, and this undergo the names known as brines or antifreezes. Next, selection of refrigerant. So whenever you are using refrigerant for the air conditioning system, refrigeration system, whenever you are selecting the proper application is based upon the following requirements. And before using of the refrigerant, we have to undergo some points. What are the requirement points? The thermodynamic and thermal physical properties. We have to undergo the thermodynamic and thermophysical properties. First point. Second point, environmental and safety properties. We have to go the environmental and safety properties. Third one, economics. You have to take these three requirements into consideration while selecting the refrigerants. Got it? Now see the refrigerant cylinders physically how they are. Okay, these are the liquids which are closed in a container which is of heavy thick shell type cylinders. So whatever the LPG gas we are having for our domestic purpose for using in kitchen and hotels, in the same way you can see this type of cylinders where there are closed with a thick shell cylinders. Coming to the inorganic refrigerants. The inorganic refrigerants are used before the usage of halocarbon. So organic carbons or organic refrigerant or halocarbon. So before the usage of organic refrigerants, we are using inorganic refrigerants. These refrigerants are still in use due to their inherent thermodynamic and physical properties. So initially refrigerants మనం కనుక్కున్నప్పుడు we are having two types, primary, secondary. మళ్ళీ primaryలో again we are having into four categories, that is halocarbons or organic, inorganic, and other two types of refrigerants. But ఈ four కంటే, so before organic refrigerants were using, first we are using inorganic refrigerants ఎందుకంటే, and still we are using today the inorganic refrigerants because of their good thermodynamic and physical properties. The various inorganic refrigerants of which we are using for the refrigeration systems are, see the refrigerant number R717. So it is prescribed as R717, means ammonia. The chemical formula is NH3. Refrigerant 729 means air. R744 means carbon dioxide, CO2. R764 sulfur dioxide, SO2. R118 means water, means H2O. So like this we are using inorganic refrigerants before halocarbons came into existence. But now we are using four type of refrigerants in the refrigeration systems. So keep this in mind: ammonia, air, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Air, water గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, air, water, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and ammonia. These are the five types of inorganic refrigerants where we are using for this refrigeration system. Next, we'll see the properties, thermodynamic and physical properties of refrigerants. Okay, now see what are the properties to be considered. The first property is suction pressure. The first property is suction pressure. Suction pressure should be above the atmospheric for prevention of air or moisture ingress into the system and ease of leak direction, and it has a ease of leaking, right? The higher suction pressure is better as it leads to smaller compressor displacement. ఏం చెప్తున్నారు అక్కడ? The higher suction pressure is better as the higher suction pressure is better as it leads to small compressor displacements, and also you're having the problem of leakage. That's why it should have the above atmospheric for prevention of air or moisture. Next point. Higher suction pressure is better as it leads to the smaller compression displacement. The second point is discharge pressure. Suction pressure okati. Okay, first property. First thermodynamic property is suction pressure. Second thermodynamic property is a discharge pressure. Here the pressure should be as small as possible to allow what? Lightweight construction of compressors, condensers, etc. Okay. Here the discharge pressure, the pressure should be as low as possible to allow lightweight construction of compressor. The compressor should be constructed with a lightweight material and condenser, etc. Okay. Why? Because the discharge at the discharge point, the refrigerant discharge point, definitely you have to make the compressor and condenser with lightweight, right? Next, pressure ratio. What is the meaning of pressure ratio? Pressure ratio should be very small as possible for high volumetric efficiency and low consumption. ఏం చెప్తున్నారు ఇక్కడ? The pressure should be small as possible for high volumetric efficiency and low power consumption. మనకి volumetric efficiency generally should be high, and also we have to maintain low power consumption. For that reason, the pressure ratio should be very small as possible. Next, latent heat of vaporization. Next point is latent heat of vaporization. It should be large as possible. The latent heat ఎంత ఉండాలి? It should be as large as possible so that the required mass flow rate per unit will be small. Okay, the latent heat of vaporization should be as large as possible so the cooling capacity will be small anamata. Next, isentropic induction of compression. Next point of this thermodynamic one is isentropic index of compression. It should be as small as possible so that the temperature rise during the compression will be small. Okay na? The isentropic index of compression should be small so that the compression will be small. Next point is liquid specific heat. It also should be very small so that the degree of subcooling will be large, leading to the small amount of flash gas at evaporator inlet. What is the point said here? The liquid specific heat should be small as possible, degree of cooling. Okay, so that is, these are the few thermodynamic properties where you have to maintain as small as possible, at sometimes as large as possible. Next, vapor specific heat. What is the meaning of vapor specific heat? Vapor specific means it should have large so that the degree of superheating will be small, right? It should be large as so that the degree of superheat will be small for this process. Vapor specific heat should be large as possible so that the degree of superheating will be small. Next one is thermal conductivity, right? For both liquid as well as a vapor phase, whenever the refrigerant is changing from liquid phase to the vapor phase at the evaporator, it should be high for high heat transfer coefficient. Okay na? So automatically it should be high for high heat transfer coefficient. ఏం చెప్తున్నారు ఇక్కడ? The thermal conductivity should be high when whenever the phase is changing, whenever the refrigerant is converting from liquid to solid, liquid to vapor, at that time the thermal conductivity should be high. Next, viscosity nature. What do you mean of viscosity? Viscosity should be very small. Viscosity should be very small in both the liquid phase as well as the vapor phase for smaller frictional pressure drops. Okay, so manaki high frictional pressure drops రాకూడదు కాబట్టి we have to maintain the viscosity as low as possible for both vapor phase as well as the liquid phase in order to reduce the friction drop. Got it? So these are the some of the properties where we are using refrigerants based upon the thermodynamic properties. Got it? The next one is designation of the sister refrigerant. Designation means the name given to the refrigerant, right? So we are using some chemical names, that is ammonia, right? The sulfur dioxide, water, air for this refrigerants. But we have to give some designation. Designation means one code for the refrigerant. Why? Because we are using different types of refrigeration systems. That is vapor type of vapor compression system, vapor absorption system, like that. So we are using different types of systems. Okay, we are using different types of refrigerants. Now, the first point, the refrigerants are internationally designated as R. R means refrigerator.